Oh, there we go. Okay.
Hello. I get to see everybody's room. Look where I live, guys.
Oh, well, see, my room is in the process of being taken down.
Oh.
There's nothing on the walls anymore. But
we've got, right now, it looks like I've got me and Cheyenne and Carly and Hannah. It looks like Anthony's here. Yeah, oh, wow. A lot of, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello. Am I recording? Yeah, I am recording it. Okay, I thought I was. How do I? Ah, there we go. Okay. Connected to Vanessa's iPad. I'm gonna give everybody just a couple more minutes. How's my video and sound, guys? Can you see and hear me okay?
Yep, it's good.
Okay. All right, folks that have joined, and I see a lot of mics are muted, and that's fine. If you want to say something, just be sure. I've left it so that you can control your sound. So we just have to be careful not to talk over one another, but it's perfectly fine if you want to be incognito and not have the sound on. But if you need to say something, just click on and we'll go for it. I'm gonna give it one more minute and then as people jump on. So have you folks had many online lectures yet?
I had one this morning.
So I'm the first one for some of y'all. So my plan, hi Devin. My plan, you don't hear my click clock, is that these meetings not be lecture-y. This is my thought, and I am absolutely willing to renegotiate this if you guys feel differently. My thought is that my lectures, I recorded one last night. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be YouTube famous now. So just know that. So my lectures, I'm going to put on the YouTubes. Thought being, that's super easy. Even if you just have a phone, you can get on the YouTubes and watch a lecture. And then we would have these check-ins for you guys to ask me questions. Hey, Osha. For us just to chat and see what's up. So I'm open to a different structure. If you guys don't like that, what are your thoughts? Nope, there's no way to know, right? We haven't really.
Yeah.
Let's operate this way for the first week with me posting the lectures online and then you guys watching and then us having, you know, a weekly check-in. I don't know, how many of you guys are having classes that are what we call synchronous, where you're dialing in at the prescribed class time? Are many of you, so Cheyenne is?
I have one.
You have one, Osha? Vanessa, you have one? Okay. Is it helpful to you guys? Maybe I should put this all on a poll. My thought was that it might be helpful to you guys to have these things be asynchronous, where you can access the content when your weird unstructured day allows you to. Does that sound like something that sounds good to you, in theory at least?
Yeah, that's what my other 3 classes have done so far. And they've laid out what we have for the week. And so we can go ahead and do it all. And so I've done all my other classes.
Okay. So this is my plan moving forward. And I suggest we try this for a week and then we reconvene next Wednesday. And then you guys can give me feedback. And if it's not working, we can change. Know that I've not taught online before. It ain't gonna be pretty, y'all. But we'll get through. So I have a list of things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, so right now, like I said, I'm thinking meeting once a week via Zoom like this. I'm certainly open to meeting more frequently if we decide we want to do that. And so we'll give this a try for a week, and I'll send out like a poll that everyone can respond to so that I can get an idea of the group consensus. My thought is that I will record these weekly meetings so that folks that can't make it can access them. And what I've started doing is uploading all this content to a YouTube channel that I created, and I'm going to give you guys the link to in an email. It's an unlisted one just because, you know, everybody doesn't need my brilliance. It's too much for the world at large. So I've made this YouTube channel. I'll record our weekly meetings. If you can't make it, no harm, no foul. If you can't make it to our live meetings, I only ask that you email and check in with me. The administration is asking us that if we're not hearing back from students within like a week, that we reach out to them. And if they continue to be MIA, they're going to ask us to withdraw them from the course as actually to help the students. Because if you're undergoing some sort of stress where you just can't even check in, we're going to assume that you can't manage the coursework, and we're going to give you a W, not a WF. So if I don't hear from folks, I'm going to assume that means that you just are unable to participate. Okay. So there's that. Lectures. Here is my thought. I'm recording them in short chunks. I intended for them to be what I call capsule videos that are about 15 minutes in length. And I recorded the first one yesterday, and it was 30 minutes in length in true Dr. Jones fashion. So I'm going to work on getting those shorter. The idea is that those videos will correspond to a section of the chapter. Okay. So I'm going to post those to YouTube. I'm going to try to post them to Blackboard too, just so that they're in more than one place. But Blackboard is going to take a hot minute to upload because, you know, Blackboard. I'm going to email you guys links to the videos, but I'm also going to have a document on Blackboard that's going to have all the links to the videos as well. So I'm trying to put things in multiple places for you guys so that you can, you know, have access to everything. Let me show you, and I'm going to put this in Blackboard as well. I've amended the syllabus so we kind of know what's ahead. We were already a little bit behind because, you know, talking, and that's fine. So let me show you guys. I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Let's see here. Let me show my desktop for now. And course plan. Okay, can y'all see my screen? You see an Excel spreadsheet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I did was I sort of took where we were and I just repopulated it with what we need to cover for the rest of the semester. So we're going to start with transcription starting today. Like I said, first video done. I'm hoping to get the rest of them uploaded tomorrow and Friday, so the chapter 13 will be put to bed by the end of this week. I'm also working this week on our first online lab module. Here's how I think these are going to look. Remember our bioinformatics lab where we did the blast and it kind of walked you through an online activity? We're going to do things similar to that, where I've found some various resources that explain via an animation or via some kind of a interactive demo, explain things. And you're going to walk through them with a worksheet similar to the lab worksheets that I've been giving you. And I'm just going to have those be due once a week, and those will be your lab grades. Okay. So I'm working on the first one, which is going to be on CRISPR technology. I'm hoping to have that up for you by Friday. If not, I'll have it up Monday and it'll be due the following Monday. I've abandoned the idea of a Thursday lab. We're just going to have those due once a week. Okay. So chapter 13 this week, I've got 14 and 15 for next week, 16 and 17 for the week after that. And you can see moving forward how I have that designed. Okay, about 2 chapters a week.
So question about lab real quick.
Yep.
You said it'll be up this Friday?
I'm going to try to get it up this Friday. I'm still
And then it'll be due this upcoming Monday?
No, I'll always have it be a week out. Always a week out. So if I get it up on, what I'll probably do, I'm going to try to get it up by Friday, but I'll probably just make it a Monday to Monday cycle. That gives me a little wiggle room to get it done over the weekend if I don't have it finished, because I'm having to make these up as I go. So just plan on it being due every Monday. We need to get 5 more in to meet our points total for the lab. So, you know, you have a week to work on them. They're not going to be, honestly, you know, they're not going to be 3 hours of work like the lab would have been 3 hours of time. Okay. So they should be pretty achievable for you guys to get them done. If something happens on any of this to any of you, where I have a due date and you're sick, or someone in your family is sick, or your childcare falls through, or whatever your personal issue is, these are look, we're just getting through. Due dates are highly negotiable. I just need you to talk to me, okay? So if you have a reason that you need a due date extended, don't be intimidated about asking for it. Just let me know what's up with you, okay? Let's talk about homeworks. I had one more homework due for you guys, and then we were gonna have one more exam, and then you were gonna have a paper and a final. The problem is that we had baked into the syllabus some points for in-class questions that are no longer an option. So what I am going to do is add in another homework, and the way that the new homeworks are going to be structured is, in the past, I'm still going to use the same website that we've been using, but in the past, I've really made those questions quite challenging. New homeworks are going to be a mixture of a couple of challenging ones and some super low-hanging fruit. Just, do you remember this definition? The kinds of things I would have asked in class. So homeworks are still going to be low stakes. We're just going to add one more in so that we can meet our point total for the semester. And like I said, we're just going to add that one more in, and homework 3 and homework 4 will have a broader spectrum of difficulties. There'll be some challenging questions and some easy peasy, like, yep, I remember that this is the answer to this definition kind of thing, okay? And as in the past, I will go back through and always award partial credit, because I know the stupid online homework likes to be all or nothing. I will go back and award partial credit. I still need to do that on your last homework. I haven't forgotten. Hannah gets extra credit points for her Star Wars mug. I haven't forgotten that I need to award your partial credit on your last homework, okay?
Have you graded the exams yet?
No. So I had to move kids out of their dorms last week instead of going to Scotland. So I'm still working on exams. I will have those posted for you by the end of this week for sure. Tomorrow likely, but Friday for sure. They look good so far. And then what I can do is I'll post the grade, and if you have questions about like what you missed, we can schedule an individual phone call or Zoom for you. All right, that way you guys know where you went wrong, and that way you can fix anything prior to the final. Okay.
Did you also post our presentation grades?
Yes, I will post those.
Okay.
I posted it for the first group. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, okay, I'll post the present. I'm gonna get everything updated by the end of this week. So you'll have exams, you'll have your upgraded and awarded amended homework grades, and then your presentation grades all in there, okay? And they'll all be on Blackboard for you guys. And if you have trouble accessing Blackboard and you need an individual rundown on what your grade is, you know how to reach me. My office phone is forwarded to my cell. So if you call my office phone, it rings here. And then of course, I'm super available via email, and we can always, like I said, schedule an individual Zoom. Papers. Still would like to do them because I think that it's a way for some folks to get a really nice exam type grade that's nice and high. The hurdle is going to be the research part, but I'm going to email you guys a link. And what this link does is it gets you into Google Scholar using the library's portal. What that means is you can breach the paywall for those journals. So if they're, whatever the library is subscribed to, if you go to Google Scholar using the link that I emailed today, then you'll be able to access all the journals that the library has access to. Now, I spoke to the reference librarian yesterday, thinking about y'all, and they now have on the library homepage a chat feature. And because they don't have they know that people can't get into the library, and they know that people can't access the library. So they're really manning that chat feature quite heavily. If you type into that chat, you'll hear back pretty quickly. And they said they can get you anything you need via interlibrary loan pretty quick. So between the Google Scholar button and the journals that you would have had access to if you were on campus, and then interlibrary loan, you should be able to access whatever research you need for your paper. Again, you may need help interpreting research, finding research. You may have questions about the things you're reading, and that's when y'all will call me or we'll Zoom, okay? What else did I want to ask you guys about? Homework, paper, lectures, exams, labs. The last thing I had on my agenda to talk to you about today is just watch your email. That is going to be my primary means of communicating with you guys. I have no idea how much Blackboard is going to groan under the collective strain of use. So I will be emailing you. Usually I email from Blackboard, but you notice the last email I sent was not from Blackboard. It came from my account, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. Because I hate to say I don't trust Blackboard, but I don't trust Blackboard. You know what I mean? So just watch your email a lot. And that's what I'm going to ask. Okay, now it's time for you guys to ask me questions. I'm trying to get this share to stop. There we go, stop the share. Okay, so we should be back to video now. So what you got for me? What kind of questions about not just class, but about what's going on at the university? I'll tell you anything I know. I probably know about as much as you do. Have you guys, those of you that are juniors, have you been in touch with your advisors? Yes, okay. So your date for registration starts Monday, and juniors will have access to registration beginning Wednesday. And you know those run from midnight to midnight. So if you are, I don't think we have anyone that's a sophomore that's going to be a junior. I think everyone's either a senior that was scheduled to graduate or a junior that will be progressing to a senior. So if you have not spoken with your advisor, then please do so that you can be advised and get your classes in time for Monday opening of registration. Okay. What I know about summer courses right now is that we're still having them. What is in the schedule is still planned to go. We don't have any sense of whether they will be face-to-face or remote at this point. All summer courses require at least 6 students for a class to make. But if you're registered for something that doesn't make, of course you get refunded. So just kind of bear all those things in mind when you're building the schedule. Commencement, no idea. The last I heard, Dr. Carter really wants to have it because commencement's a big deal. We just don't know. So when I know something, I'll tell you what I know, but it's up in the air right now. Your exam and your final will be probably what I'll do for your exam that's coming up with me. That's going to be like an open note, open resource, you know, kind of an essay type exam. Your final, I will likely administer as a multiple choice on Blackboard, just to keep it easy for you guys. It'll just cover what we've talked about, and I'll give you a study guide for that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about exams moving forward.
I have another lab question because I have my planner open. So the first lab would be due not March 30th. It would be due April 6th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's April 6th is one of them.
Yeah.
Then it would be the 13th, which is a Monday, April 13th, April 20th, and then the 27th, because that's the week that finals are. That's 4 labs.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So we may have to do 2 labs in 1 week.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
To get credit. And the thing, like I said, they're going to be a lot shorter than the actual labs would be. So I don't feel too guilty giving you like doubling up on 1 week. Mm-hmm. And what I might do is just whatever week that is, I'll just be like, hey, just turn this one in when you can or whatever. We'll have one maybe that's a floater that you turn in when you have the time, something like that.
Okay.
that way. I don't want to make them all do it one time at the end, because that makes my grading at the very end whack-a-doodle-do, and you guys want your grades ASAP. But we'll have one that's a floater that you guys can just sort of put off until you have a leisurely moment, and that way we can get in the 5 labs that we need.
So the homework, can like chapter 13, is it already posted? Or
No, it has not been posted yet.
can that one be
so
posted by the end of this week?
Say that again?
Can that be posted by the end of this week to do that during the weekend?
Yep, I'll get that posted for you by the end of this week. Here's somebody's puppy.
Yeah.
What else?
And you're gonna post the first online lab next Monday, or like this coming Monday?
Hopefully Friday, but by Monday at the very, very latest. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you said grades will be updated by like Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I only have the one 30-minute video uploaded for you right now, but I'll have the next 2. They're planned, and I'm just got to record them. I keep re-recording things because I'll realize I screwed something up, or my dog will howl in the middle of it or something like that. So those to be up. I'll have the whole chapter up. I'll have part of it up today, part of it up tomorrow, and the whole thing will be up by the end of the week. The feedback that you guys could give me, it looks to me like when I play it back and I go through YouTube and I sent it to a friend, the audio and video looks fine to me, but if there's something about the video or audio that you are struggling with, please let me know so that I can adjust. I am going to continue to make so I've got the PowerPoints in, I'm kind of lecturing over PowerPoint, but I am going to continue to make the actual PowerPoints available for you too. Okay. And I'll have notes sections like I always do. So you'll have the video version, the analog PowerPoint version, and then of course your book. So hopefully those things will get you through what you need. What else? How are you guys managing your unstructured lifestyle?
Stress.
It's okay.
It sucks.
It does.
I'm learning the 6th grade all over again.
Yeah, I know. Is your sister in 6th grade? Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, I've become the tutor.
My daughter, well, both of them, and then all their friends were saying the hardest part isn't actually the classes. It's that every professor's doing something a little different. So now you have to keep up with what each of your professors is doing, as well as what the class content is. And so I'm trying to be super aware of that for you guys. If there's something we can do to streamline that for you, let me know. I think having everything be kind of at your leisure and be available on YouTube and what have you, hopefully that'll make it easy peasy for you guys,
I think like reminding when stuff are due is going to be really helpful. Because
Okay. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to email you guys a lot, so please check your email from me.
One of my teachers she already announced for our final that she's going to like have it open the whole week.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just come in and do it, and it'll be like timed for how long instead of set at that one.
That's a good idea.
We
I
were going to
can
be in there.
definitely do that. What I'll probably do if we do something like that, what I don't want is everybody like, I'll just work on it a little bit at a time as I can look up a problem. So if we do that, then what I'll probably do is, time it for like, 90 minutes or however long our final exam slot would have been. And then you can just take it when it suits you during exam week, but know that once you start, you've got X amount of time to take it, and then it submits and you're done. But I can definitely do that if that would be helpful to y'all. That's easy peasy to schedule through Blackboard. If for some reason Blackboard goes down, we'll have to rethink how this final is going to look, but we'll cross that bridge if and when we come to it, is my thought. What else?
Sarah, you're being awfully quiet.
I know. I don't know what to do without Sarah giving me a hard time. She's muted. I don't know What?
I didn't know how to unmute this thing.
She just figured out how to unmute it. Oh my goodness. See that Anthony's muted, Beyond is muted. If y'all have questions, you can always email me later. OSHA's muted now too. If y'all have questions and you want to email me later, go right ahead.
Got nothing to say. I'm good.
You good? All right. Well,
Person was the other day at the hospital. I saw someone with corona the other day at the hospital working.
you saw who?
Someone with corona.
Really?
Well, like it wasn't. We don't get the results back for 5 days, but the doctor was like 99% sure she had it.
So Sarah, do you have a protocol in place for when you come home? Like, okay, I come home, I put all my things in a basket, I change my clothes at the door.
Like aren't having us go in the rooms. Like I'm just sitting at the computer the whole time, so I'm not even close to any of the patients.
Okay. Now I'm making my husband get naked in the garage. He can't come in until he's decontaminated. Nope.
All my stuff off by the door anyways, and then I put it right in the washing machine until I do a little laundry. But
Yep.
the doctors are all gowned up, face masks, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're really in the growth phase. I'm New Orleans is now the 3rd largest hub, and that's the area I came from, and they're really overwhelmed. And it's here. It is definitely, whatever you hear, it's really getting scary in the upstate area. So for those of y'all that have folks in the medical community, love up on them, but stay away from them because they're going to get exposed. There's just no way around it. And initially when we first began talking about this, we were all operating under the premise that we were doing this for the elderly people in our lives because they were vulnerable. And that's great. But it turns out that something like 50% of the hospitalized cases are people from 20 to 40. So that's not deaths, but that is acute illness. So please understand that everybody is a vulnerable person. And if something happens and you get sick, try to get word to me and I can drop you from the course. I can give you an incomplete. We can do whatever we need to do to make it easy on you. Because if you get sick, you are not going to feel like doing schoolwork. So we're going to work with you guys. Like, this is just a weird time and we're not going to make it weirder by being jerks.
Yeah, my family has a family friend who works in the emergency room at Conway Medical Center. And she says that it's getting really scary in the emergency room because she says it's causing cement sacs in your lungs.
Yeah.
You can't, they don't break up. They just sit there. And she said it's suffocating people.
It is. It's creating, for those of y'all that are into this kind of thing, an overproduction of cytokines. And that means that your innate immunity, so your neutrophils and your killer T cells are coming along, and it's acting almost like an autoimmune issue where it's eating the epithelium of the lung. And then what happens is your alveoli are screwed up, all your epithelia are screwed up. You start having it's basically a breeding ground for bacteria. So the bacteria, that's why the pneumonia is the big complication. And then you end up with fluid in the lungs and pneumonia. At that point, you're also experiencing what we call immune exhaustion. So you're unable to mount a sufficient immune response to deal with the pneumonia. And that's why people are going septic. So it's nothing to screw around with. And we're also figuring out that the CFR may be higher than we thought. We're not sure. I don't know that we're really going to know till it's over, but the case fatality rate, in the US, because we're doing so little testing right now, it's at a 10. In South Korea, where they did really broad testing, the case fatality rate is clocking in somewhere between 1.5 and 2, which is still pretty big. But Italy, it's higher. It really, your CFR depends on how overwhelmed your medical system is. So they just said we could go a little longer. So yeah, it's just hard to say. Just be careful and be well. And if you do get sick, which may happen, let us know what we can do to help you.
The lady that we saw the other day, she was her O2, so it's supposed to be it's supposed to be at 100, obviously. She was at 62 when she
At
came.
82?
62.
62.
Yeah, that's the lowest I've ever seen.
I don't know how she was alive.
Yeah, like she basically wasn't. And then they put her on like the BiPAP because she didn't want to be intubated. And then she was still at 62, then she got up to 80, and then she dropped back down to 62, even on the BiPAP mask. And then they ended up ended up intubating her because she was like, okay, fine. Yeah. So the doctor said that she probably died yesterday. They said that she probably didn't make it overnight. And she was 72, I think. But she also had asthma, so that didn't.
Yeah, it's a complicating, geez Louise.
That's why I came back to live on campus this week, because my dad is like, he works in outside construction, so he's not like packed in closely with other people, but he's still interacting with people.
Yeah.
So that's why I came to live on campus this week, because I have asthma. So
Yeah.
My grandma, she's 79, and the other day she got super sick. Like she couldn't breathe good. She was coughing, fever, all the symptoms. And we called her doctor, and they were saying, do not bring her to the hospital unless like she can't breathe at all. Then you would bring her up there, but it'd just make it worse if you brought her to the hospital. So she was being like quarantined to her house. We had to be here.
How is she now?
She's the next day, or the next like 2 days after, she started feeling a lot better.
Okay.
And she could breathe and all. She said she just got a virus or something, but it was scary.
It's hard to know. But that experience that you had of being told don't come here is the larger experience, which is why we know that we are way underestimating the magnitude of this thing. And the problem is, I understand why people are being told stay away until you're acute. It's just a fine line of staying ahead of the acute infection, because you go from 0 to nothing, from 100 to 62, like Sarah said, in no time flat, and then it's hard for people to catch up. So be careful, y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. There's somebody that works in the ER in Ohio, like one of my friends, and it was a 21-year-old. Then she didn't make it, and like she didn't have like a fever, cough, and like no drugs, no alcohol history, nothing. Like she was living with her parents and was attending college. They don't like, it was just happened so fast.
Yeah, it's going to start getting real personal. We're all going to know someone at some point that this has affected adversely. That's just going to be the truth of it. All right, well, Zoom is only letting us do like 40 to 50-minute sessions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. I'm going to follow this with an email to y'all that has a link to the YouTube video that exists. I'm going to try to give you a link to the channel. I'm posting these videos as unlisted just because that way it's just our class. Let me know if the link to the channel works, and that way I don't have to send you individual links every time. But if it doesn't work, I'll just continue to send you the individual links to each video, okay? And this will be in there. The 13.1 will be in there. 13.2 will be in there probably tonight. And then I'll have the rest of them up for you tomorrow. And then I'll have your grades by the end of the week. I'll have your homework by the end of the week. I'll have your lab by the end of the week or Monday. And we'll just go from there. For now, we'll plan on another Zoom meeting next Wednesday, unless you guys give me feedback that you would like to meet sooner, okay? All right, so I'm gonna stop this. Everybody be well and just get in touch if you need anything, okay?
Okay.
Bye.